Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into day 5 of Diddy. Let's go. Y'all, I promise y'all, I don't know what's going on with Diddy's team. They do not have it together. So they're saying that the cross examination can go until 4:30 p.m. today. I think Cassie was supposed to be out by noon, right? And they need 30 minutes to do the redirect. Now they're having issues. The judge said, let me know about them, but they were supposed to be in writing. Like, they're not following any rules, right? So they want to talk about Diddy walking in nature, talking to God. The AUSA feels like that is very inappropriate. But they want to do it because they said that Cassie didn't remember, so they want to refresh her recollection of this. AUSA Johnson says it cannot be played for her in front of the jury. Child, they said we'll give her some headphones. So now they're talking about grape situations, right? There was like, it should have come in. It's a huge issue for us. The judge was like, it's not a huge issue. You didn't raise it at the time. So they wanted to cross talking about grape. So the judge brings everybody in, lets Cassie know that she's still under oath, and then they start in with her. You believe Mr. Combs was blacked out for the Intercontinental event? She said, I believe he was intoxicated. They were like, you said blacked out. And then the lawyer was like, what did you write here? She said, I wrote, when you get messed up the wrong way, you meant drugs. She said, and alcohol. And the lawyer went on to say, Mr. Combs writes you, I am so wanting you. AUSA said this is not in evidence. Puffy's lawyers are dun-dun-duns. Like, I told y'all they wanted to extend it. They have not got themselves together. They need to work all weekend. So in this right here, they were talking about something happening on a Friday night, and Cassie was saying that they needed a new vibe. And then Puffy was like, forget Friday night. Like, he didn't want to do that anymore. And she wrote LOL. And then the lawyer was like, so Mr. Combs suspected you of having an affair with someone else in the industry. What happened when he took your phone? She said when they got in the car, he told her to call her mother. She called her mother. He grabbed the phone and took it. They asked, was it a big tussle? She was like, he was just gone. And they asked for how long. She said a few hours until my mother called the police. So it was like Puffy would just take her phone and just go through her phone, right? Because the lawyer was like, did he go through the phone? She said that she thinks so. She thinks he called someone. And so the lawyer is like, the person you had an affair with, an NFL player? Cass was like, I don't know if he's playing anymore. And then the lawyer was like, but he was an NFL player and he was jealous. So Cassie was dating because she clearly had other relationships. Kid Cudi, an NFL player, this other guy. And it seems like Diddy didn't mind her dating. That gave him more of an excuse to hurt her. Does that make sense? It seems, because it's like he's accusing her. Because she said right here, but I don't know if he's playing anymore. So it was an NFL player she was messing with. So it seems like he get mad about that. He didn't care that she was talking to somebody. It just would help him be more mad and treat her worse, right? Then they talk about her dance with somebody in the entertainment industry and he took your phone. She said, I don't remember. They bring up Chris Brown. She said, I was not dancing with him. Then the lawyer says, look at this. It's from 2013. She's like, now I see. What else did Mr. Combs take? Her car, her passport when he was angry. And so the lawyer was like, let's refresh you about Mr. Combs being in rehab. She said, I vaguely remember. Child, let's get into this. Up at the top, the lawyer asked her, why did she go to Sedona? She said she went to Arizona to get away from the drugs. So now they're going to switch gears. Now they're talking about a video, right, that Puffy had of Cassie. Now they're about to play the audio. Cassie said, if you saw a video of someone bang-banging me, who was bang-banging me? You have it. Why didn't you show me? And I guess this is Puffy, because I'm not disrespectful, bro. And then Cassie was like, if you don't show me, I will unalive you, cut you up. Then they still playing it. She said, I will effing unalive you. I've never unalived anyone in my life. I'm going to mess you up. It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. I'm not playing with you. Sujit, tell me. So after all of that, the lawyer is like, that's you, right? So Cassie said yes. He said, did Mr. Combs express concern about these videos being released? She said, when? He said, ever. She said, yes. The escort, Jonathan, you thought he took the video? Cassie said, yes. So then the lawyer says, Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure the video did not get released. She was like, I don't know. You had a conversation with Jonathan Adi that was transcribed. She's, I'm not sure. The lawyer said, was it volatile? She said, I didn't trust him. Then he was like, well, what did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought Mr. Odie was recording? She said that Puppy said he'd take care of it. And then the lawyer said, are you aware of an escort leaving comments on Mr. Combs' Instagram? Yeah. So Cassie said she was not aware if the man was leaving messages on Diddy's IG. Then he asked her about rehab. Do you still steal Suboxone? She said something like that. He said, what does it treat? She said, opioid addiction. AUSA said, objection. It was overruled. You wrote a book in rehab. The place treats actual compulsion. The AUSA said, objection. The judge said, sidebar. And that's where it ends for that right there. So then they get to talking about shock therapy, right? She was hooked up. Cassie said she was hooked up to something, to her head, to show things, to see how you react. And then the lawyer was like, were you told about the effects of it? She said to help her with her trauma. So Diddy was very well aware that the girl had traumatic experiences, right? So I guess one day he's like, I just need to check in on her, just make sure she's okay, because she could go wonky or whatever. Let me make sure she's still okay. So then they talk about EMDR. She said, yes, it's to help her with her PTSD. And then Cassie said, I was still physically developing because she was 22. And all of you were saying in the comments that your frontal lobe doesn't develop until you're 25. And this girl has been kicked in the head. So he is doing all of this to make sure she is okay, so he can continue on doing the things he's doing. Allegedly, I have to say that. So she's 22, and she was like, women keep developing after 22, don't you think? He said, but you're not suggesting you were still physically developing after 22. She said, I am not. Now there up top, the lawyer is talking about a particular substance that she used. Then the AUSA said, may I confer with counsel? The judge said, no, we will take a break. And then all this right here is, while the jury was out, the judge was trying to get some things straight. Witness list by Sunday 5 p.m. But will this and other filings, which are clearly judicial documents, be in the docket? And he is tired of these long text messages. He said, use binders so we can save time. Now they're taking a real break. So here the lawyer is telling her that she's predictable. She said she was going to tell Diddy she didn't want to do freak offs anymore, but she didn't do that. Cassie said, I did not. And then it went on to say that she was suggesting doing a freak off with a girl. Then down here in this paragraph, the lawyer said that she had found a photo of Diddy and Gina while she was in Connecticut with her parents. She said yes. And then they went on to say, you decided to break up with him, but he didn't threaten you. He suggested couples counseling. She was like, I don't know. And then right here in August of 2018, the lawyer said, you called it a closure conversation. Mr. Combs was inviting you to Burning Man, right? She said, yes. And Diddy was saying that she had anger. And Cassie said, I wrote, my family knows I'm not running around telling our business. Yeah. So this is the last part for right now, right? Cassie wrote, I don't need you to be taking care probably of Kim and Gina. I needed you to put me first. The lawyer said, please read these. And Cassie said, I wrote, you lied to me. She never went away. It was the nail in the coffin. And the lawyer said, you meant Gina, the photo? She said, yes. So she was very jealous because she was in love with Puffy. She was with her parents. I need to know exactly when she got away from Diddy. Y'all, this was the first part of the morning. I'll be back with something else, and I may be able to go live later. It's your girl, Millie Chan. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.